So I recently played, and by recently I mean today, the Megaman Zero/ZX collection, and I gotta say, it's actually pretty good. I was surprised. You know, to be fair, these games by themselves are phenomenal, right? If you've never played the Zero games or the ZX games, please, I implore you, please go play them now, because I might spoil some things that you might not want to hear. Trust me, they are amazing games. Kind of difficult, which is kind of why they put them on the Switch, but I'll get into that later. Anyway, let's get into it. So the Zero games take place roughly 100 years after the end of Mega Man X, his story, and it stars Zero, and he wakes up from his 100-year nap, and he goes off and just straight up wrecks fools. But trust me, I won't do the story justice. Please, go play these games to experience the story, because it is one of the darkest and most resonating stories you will ever play. Trust me on this. It is straight up amazing, and it's very emotional, which is considering the fact that this game came out on the GBA of all things. It's pretty amazing. The collection does put all 4 games in there, and it does some it upscales, especially the music for this game. It upscales it, which is pretty good, because the GBA had very low music quality, I should say, but this collection upscales it, and it sounds freaking amazing. I just gotta say that. So the ZX collection, or the ZX games, take place even further after Zero. Humans can now kind of fuse with robots. It's a little weird to explain, but anyway, you play in the first game. You play as this delivery dude who gets thrown into some crazy stuff. And in the second game, you could play as 2 characters, Ale and the dude. You could play as the chick or dude, and each of them have their own story mode, kind of. So, you get your pick. There's a lot of stuff to do. I personally love the Zero games more than the ZX games, but gameplay-wise, they're very similar. I think the ZX collection has more to offer gameplay-wise, but the Zero collection has a way better story. Okay, now let's get into the new stuff that they added to these games. So first off, they made an easy mode, which I obviously ignored because I ain't no bitch, but it is there if you need it, because believe it or not, these games are hella hard. These games are not for the casual players. Trust me on that. They're maybe probably the hardest games in all of the Mega Man franchise. Trust me on that. They also added these weird save points in the middle of the levels. It's just just in case the boss kicked your ass, it doesn't send you all the way to the beginning of the level. It just sends you right before the boss room, which is there if you need it, for casual players. But me, no, I ignored it, because ain't no bitch. Also, some other content that they added was all the music from all the games is on there, sort of like a playlist, which is pretty cool. And also, they added gallery mode, and trust me, those pictures look freaking phenomenal. The artwork, whoever did them, kudos to you, dude, because hot damn, does it look amazing. Also, there was this weird mode where you could put pictures inside of the game while you're playing it, like posters on the wall, which I found a little weird, but kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Also, I can't stress enough how well this looks, because if you guys play these games with the original hardware, they were very digitally pixelated, especially the cutscenes in the ZX games. They weren't 240p, and they looked kind of crappy, I'm not gonna lie. But here they're upscaled, and they look very well done. It's straight up anime. That's how it looks, and I love it. Music-wise, through the freaking roof. Sounds amazing. The ZX has voice acting, and they did a very great job because the on the DS it sounded kind of crappy, but here it sounds straight up legit. Also, before I forget to mention, these games do have the original Zero games in Japanese. And if you're wondering, well, why would I want to play the Japanese version? Well, it's uncensored because when it came here to the West, they kind of censored it, which means no blood. But in the original Japanese version, blood squirts all over the place, baby. So there's also a speedrunning mode called Z Chaser where you play several levels and you can compete against, people who set like records and stuff. You could, play against them, see what they did, that sort of thing. Try to improve your own time and, stuff like that. It's a pretty decent mode. It's just that I didn't have a lot of time to experiment with it. Overall, I would say this is a pretty decent collection, all things considered. They upscaled the games. Games look great. They sound great. They run as they did back in the day, so they didn't change much. And if you're a casual player that isn't used to hard games, well, don't worry. They added an easy mode just for you. So I should probably say I absolutely adore it. Thankfully, they came out like on a straight-up console, not just a handheld. So pretty much anybody could play it. And hopefully, guys, please go out and buy it. I really want you guys to experience this story, especially from the Megaman Zero games. And if you can't buy it, don't worry, because I'm gonna be doing playthroughs of the Megaman Zero games on my channel. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.